Hello, world. I am back. For those of you who forgot my face, I'm Jake Short, husband, father, realtor, and former home inspector. I took a little hiatus there for a few months. I was really just spending time with my family and taking phone calls and doing the worky thing, but not reaching out as much as I probably should have. So I do apologize for that. But uh, I'm going to admit I took advice from a podcast that I discovered recently. The podcast is called Front Row Dads, and the host John Vroman is a fantastic interviewer for one thing. But on this podcast, he has his guests that he brings on are dads. They're dads who own businesses, entrepreneurs, if you will. And as a realtor, that hits home for me, right hammer on the nail, you know. And his goal, John's goal with his whole group, this whole Front Row Dads group, is to transform businessmen with families into family men with businesses. And that's what I want. You know, I used to be a home inspector. I did that for 5 years. And as a home inspector, I was consumed by the work. I would wake up, eat breakfast, I would leave the house, drive to my inspections, spend 3, 4, 5 hours at the house, taking my notes, taking my pictures, inspecting the house, and then I would get home. I might be dad for a half hour or an hour, maybe, if that, and then we would eat dinner, and I would do bath time, you know, and then bedtime, but I didn't feel like, and this was not every day, those were good days, you know. So there were some days when I wouldn't get home till after dinner, or I would get home just before dinner, eat, and then have to start writing reports. So I didn't have the time freedom that I wanted to be a dad, to be a husband. So that's one reason why I became a realtor. Being a home inspector, I got to know the realtors, plenty of them, hundreds of them, in fact, and I talked to a lot of them about their work and their time, and the consistent thing through all the realtors that I talked to was that they had more time freedom than an 8 to 5 job, or me being a home inspector, staying up late at night, so I could write reports and get them out the next day, or within the 48-hour period that they had to be back for the time constraint of the real estate transaction. So I was good at it. I will admit. I think I was anyway. I was a good home inspector. My phone rang a lot, and I enjoyed the interaction with the people, and I really enjoy inspecting houses. I like the inspection process, but the report writing took a long time, and I didn't have the time freedom that I wanted. And now that I'm a realtor, thanks to you all, I have that time freedom. I have, or at least I have no, not a little. I have a lot more time freedom, actually. I close on a transaction or two, and then I have some time freedom to be with my family. So thank you all for that. I greatly appreciate that. Without my clients, without my people, I wouldn't have that time freedom. I wouldn't be able to spend time with my family and my kids that I want to. So thank you. And I want to stress again, I want to stress again the podcast. It's Front Row Dads. I highly recommend it for really anybody, but especially for dads out there. I mean, John Vroman's idea, like I said, was to convert businessmen into family men with businesses. And he does that by having entrepreneurial dads on the show to give advice, because as humans, the best tried and true way to be better at something is to hear the advice and incorporate the advice we get from someone else who's done it before us. So me wanting to be a better dad is definitely a goal of mine, and I feel like every day I'm able to to take a nugget that I learned from someone else and implement that into my life, implement that into my parenting, so I can be a better dad. And one thing that I learned, I'm not sure it was this podcast or before this podcast, but I'm going to share it with you all. For all you dads out there, we get so consumed with our lives, with our work, with everything. And our kids just want to play. So they'll ask, "Dad, can you play with me?" And my kids always seem to ask this when I'm texting on my phone or when I'm going through emails on my phone. And there's that natural instinct in me that says, or that wants to say, "I'm working, I can't do it right now." But one thing that I started doing when they ask, if I'm truly just texting or writing an email, and half of it's written so the thought is there, I lock my phone, I say, "Yes, let's play for a little while." I give them 10, 20 minutes and we have some fun, and then they want to do something else, so they go do something else, and then I can resume my text or email. It's so hard and easy at the same time to just change your no to a yes. But it's so impactful with our kids if we can get the yes out instead of the no. And another thing I wanted to shoot out is, as a parent, and this, it's gonna sound silly, and I mean, just thinking about me saying it right now, it sounds silly as I'm about to say it. So it's gonna sound silly, but it's what happens. Sometimes we just say no because it's the easiest answer. But really, if you stop and think about it and you say, "Wait, why am I saying no? What am I saying no to? I just I can't justify my no with a reason. So why am I saying no?" Sometimes you have to ask yourself, "Why am I saying no?" I've been doing that a lot more lately. And I realize, why am I saying no? I guess, yeah, let's do that. Yes. And then they have fun. I'm having fun with my kids. I'm getting to be a dad, and they appreciate that time. I appreciate that time. And it's just all around better. So really, guys, if you want to be better parents out there, if you want to just be the better dad, be the better husband, I strongly, strongly, strongly advise you all, take advice from someone else who's been doing it for longer than you have. With kids, as they grow, emotions of a 5-year-old are different than emotions of a 10-year-old. And then all those emotions get thrown out the window when they're 15. I mean, it's just madness. I don't have a 15-year-old. I have an 11-year-old, not a 15 yet. But from all the advice I've heard, parenting these age groups changes immensely, especially when you have kids that are in each age group at one particular time. It's nuts. But hey, we all learn it. We're learning together, and I'm taking some of this advice, implementing it into my parenting, but I'm also implementing it into my work, being a realtor. I strive very hard to provide the best experience I can for my wife, for my kids, and for all of you as my clients. Every time I end my videos, or, well, mostly my videos, I say, "Stick with me and you can always expect better." I truly mean that. I strive to be the best realtor that I can possibly be for you. As a home inspector, I told you I know hundreds of realtors that I've met over the years. And I got to watch them while I was a home inspector. Watch them before their clients showed up, while they were with their clients, and after their clients left. And I'll tell you, from those interactions, I know exactly what kind of realtor I want to be. What I want to do for you as my clients. I also know what kind of realtor I don't want to be. So, truthfully, I strive to be the best realtor that I can be for you. And to do that, I know I have to be teachable. I learned years ago that to be better at anything, you have to be teachable. And to be teachable, that means I have to be able to take criticism constructively. So please, if I'm doing anything wrong at any point, please tell me. Please tell me. I'm not going to know unless you tell me. And I'm not going to be offended. That's not how this goes. I want to be the best realtor ever, truly. So I need your input, your feedback, and I will cherish it, and I will utilize it, and I will implement it the best way that I can to be better for all of you. I'm running low on time here. I want to stay under 10 minutes. I will say thank you, world. I love you all. I'll make more videos. I'll see you soon. Stick with me, and you can always expect better. Bye, guys.